I'm new to competitive Pokemon, and I like using really weird Pokemon in teams. So while I was checking out my available Pokemon to use to make an interesting team to play with after I just did a Bellibolt Soak team, I really wanted to use a Ghost type because I've been really having a lot of fun with Mega Banette, and then I came across Chandelure. So Mega Chandelure is a special attacker. Usually most people use it that way, but not a lot of people use it the way that I'm going to. I'm going to turn Chandelure into a tank. So how does Tank Chandelure actually fit and work on a team? I asked myself that same question, and then I started figuring it out. Step 1 of this plan is nobody expects Chandelure to be a tank. They feel like they're going to hit it and kill it instantly, which doesn't happen very often. And step 2, Chandelure is not really going to be a heavy hitter. What Chandelure will do, however, is burn all of its targets. And if it stays alive long enough, it will use Hex and get double damage. But for this to work, we need a very special team and setup. So let me introduce you to one of the most fun and honestly ridiculous teams I've made so far on this game. So this is going to be our team today. We have Chandelure with Will-O-Wisp, Confuse Ray, Protect, and Hex. We have huge defense stats and HP stats. This is where all EV spread is going into. And then a little bit in special attack. This is a tank Chandelure who no one will ever expect. We also have Flame Body, you can see it right behind me here. Flame Body means that if I get hit by a fire attack, then they will get burned with a 30% chance, which is also going to help feed into our try to get status effects on the enemy team as much as possible so we can hex them to death. So Chandelure does have a few weaknesses, mainly if it gets like Hydro Pump to the face or something, or Liquidation, or any type of dark move really. So our next partner with it that will be coming out as a lead is Klefki. Klefki is a beast. Klefki's amazing. Klefki is extremely also tanky as well, who also we're giving Reflect, Light Screen, so depending on who I see out in the field as their lead, I will be doing Light Screen or Reflect, and then after that it's either Thunder Wave, the person who doesn't get burned, and then Dazzling Gleam if I can't do anything else. Klefki also gets Prankster, which makes Thunder Wave, Light Screen, and Reflect usually move first, just making it an absolute great one to set up with. And then our secondary team, who does change a little bit later, is Galarian Slowbro. I love this dude. I think he's just funny. So this guy has a very special ability called Quick Draw. I want to make a video specifically making a team around this guy in the future, but he has a 30% chance of going first. So you can compare this with Quick Claw, and I believe it's like a 40% chance. It's almost like a coin flip to go first with this Pokemon. It is very cool. So he's full on special attack. Shell Sidearm is a cool move. It has a 20% chance of poisoning to also go along with the Hex in case something goes wrong. Psychic, Ice Beam, and Flamethrower just for all of the other coverage moves. So last on this team that I'm going to be using specifically is Mega Banette. It's going to have Trick Room, Encore, Destiny Bond, and Poltergeist. Its ability is going to be Frisk, so you'll be able to see the enemy's items first, and then when you Mega Evolve, you'll get Prankster. I'm not going to use Trick Room at all, really. This is not a Trick Room team. I think you could probably pair up Trick Room if you were not Mega and Destiny Bond with it, because Destiny Bond lasts for 2 turns, weirdly enough, kind of. If you get hit, Destiny Bond, and they get hit and die, you will still take out the attacker. I don't know if that's new or it's always been like that. I don't remember it like that, but honestly, Destiny Bond is a really strong insurance policy for this Pokemon if you have him in the backline. And then Poltergeist is strong, and Encore is just a great move to have. All right, so this is the first game we're going to do. This is going to be the team we selected previously. Galarian Slowbro, Klefki, Banette, which will be Mega Banette, and then Chandelure. Klefki and Chandelure is the leads. We're going to be against Gallade, I always forget that dude's name, the Frog, Basculegion, Sinistcha, Whimsicott, and Garchomp. So I'm assuming that this will probably be a Whimsicott lead, who's going to try and set up Tailwind or something like that. This is most definitely going to be a Klefki Reflect game, so they're going to send out Whimsicott and Sinistcha first. And we've got Klefki and Chandelure. I'm not really too sure what to do here, so I'm just going to go ahead and do a Reflect, and then we are going to Will-O-Wisp onto Sinistcha. My hope here is that Sinistcha probably can't heal as much with like Machigacha, or will at least cut it down a little bit, or be able to get rid of it with Hex, essentially would be the best play here, because Sinistcha is just too damn annoying. I hate Sinistcha. I want it out of here. It's going to Scald. Unfortunately, that is going to put down some huge damage on Chandelure, but we're going to tank it, so it's not too bad. Whimsicott is going to use Trick Room. Since Reflect's already up, I'm going to use Thunder Wave on Whimsicott to try and slow it down a little bit. And then we're going to go ahead and swap out Chandelure because we don't want Chandelure to die quite yet. for Galarian Slowbro. Galarian Slowbro is a menace to society. He is insane. You're about to see why in just a second. So we're going to go ahead and get Whimsicott paralyzed here. So we have a burn on Sinistcha and Whimsicott's paralyzed. Now Whimsicott is going to do something crazy and Encore. This is going to suck to play around, but we have Mental Herb on Klefki, which is going to end the Encore. You will most likely see Encore again later, unless we get rid of Whimsicott, like ASAP. So Galarian Slowbro is going to get hit by Scald. It's going to do really nothing at all. Sinistcha is healing, but also taking damage from the burn. The only thing we can do right now is Dazzling Gleam, which Encore wouldn't be too bad against. If we could get Shell Sidearm to actually hit on Sinistcha, that would be huge damage. Although I feel like, unfortunately, they're most likely going to swap out or something. So Slowbro is going to Ice Beam onto Sinistcha. I thought that they might withdraw Sinistcha and I could get an Ice Beam onto like maybe a Garchomp or something. Politoed's going to come out and set up the Rain, which they don't really use Rain for anything, except for it would weaken my Flamethrower. Luckily, I chose Ice Beam though, so it's not going to be too bad. Sinistcha is going to protect and not get connected with the Ice Beam. We will Dazzling Gleam and do just a little bit of damage to Politoed. Not too much. Politoed's a little tanky. So Sinistcha is just healing and getting burned over and over. For this next turn, we're going to do a Thunder Wave onto Politoed, and then Ice Beam onto Sinistcha to try and hit it again. So Politoed is going to be paralyzed by Thunder Wave here. I also get concerned that this could be like a Perish Song Politoed or something. I've played against those before. It's not too bad though, because you can just swap out. He's going to hit Slowbro with an Ice Beam, but our Ice Beam is stronger. Sorry, Politoed. Politoed, you stink. Get out of here. So Sinistcha's going to take a good bit of damage. Klefki's getting hit by the Scald. Again, this is not too bad. Our defenses are kicking in here. Unfortunately though, Klefki is going to get burned by the Scald. But it doesn't really matter too much, because Klefki's main priority is not attacking. So I'm going to go ahead and Dazzling Gleam again and do another Ice Beam onto Sinistcha. If you look at their Pokemon right now, we have a huge Affliction onto 3 of their 4 Pokemon. And here's Slowbo's Quick Draw. Unfortunately, we have a Protect though, so we're not going to connect it. But we almost did. They got lucky. Listen, Slowbro, he's ready. He's ready to fire. So we got Politoed doing another Ice Beam back to us. It's not going to do a ton of damage. We're going to get a Dazzling Gleam out again. This is literally just what happened a few turns ago. It's the same thing happening all over again. We're at a standstill. Sinistcha is taking a bit of damage though, slowly being chipped down by Burn, but so is Klefki. So I'm going to try and get Reflect back up again if I can, because I just feel like Reflect is too strong, and it really helps people like Slowbro survive being hit by things. And then we will try once more to Ice Beam. We're going to do our very best. So Sinistcha is actually going to be withdrawn, and they're going to be sending out a Basculegion. So Basculegion is going to do very well in the rain, because I'm assuming it probably has Swift Swim. Going to set up Reflect, which will be good against Basculegion here. Try and protect against his attacks. There goes the Ice Beam. Not doing any damage at all, unfortunately. So the only option here with Klefki is to try and paralyze Basculegion, and then do Shell Sidearm onto Basculegion. Hopefully we do some damage. Now their entire team is afflicted with some kind of status condition, whether it's Burn or Paralyze. He's going to kill Slowbro, unfortunately, with last respects. Rest in peace, my friend. You'll be missed. So Politoed's going to Encore here, and this is not good. This is not good at all. Klefki is going to have to keep using Thunder Wave over and over. This is not great. So Banette is going to come out here and try and be the savior. So Banette's going to come out here. We're going to find the Citrus Berry and Scope Lens. So both of them have items. We can use Poltergeist on both of them. I can't really do anything here with Klefki. I could have swapped it out for Chandelure, but I don't want Chandelure to die instantly to a Basculegion. So we're going to go ahead and Mega Evolve here. Hopefully we kill Basculegion here. So Klefki is actually going to be swapped out for Chandelure. I lied earlier, I said I didn't want to swap him out, but I did anyways. Now he's going to swap out Politoed for Whimsicott. Whimsicott's coming back out here. So Banette is a very, very strong Pokemon, especially when it Mega Evolves. I feel like it's extremely underrated. And you'll see here, Basculegion is about to get beat down. Boom! See ya. Get out of here. Basculegion absolutely destroyed by Poltergeist. Easy. So now we have out Politoed. And he's going to set up the rain again. We don't care though, because we're not really in it to use fire moves on Chandelure. If we were using fire moves, it would be kind of a little unfortunate, but we are doing Hex, which will do double damage on both of these people because they are paralyzed. And then we're going to just go ahead and do another Poltergeist. So Whimsicott actually gets paralyzed here and cannot move, thankfully. I'm assuming it might have tried to set up Tailwind or something. Politoed is out of here, though. Hex doing fat damage on Politoed, plus stab with Chandelure. And then Banette is going to use Poltergeist. And absolutely one-shot. Boom! Get out of here. Whimsicott's done for. Destroyed by Focus Band. They're going to forfeit, and we actually don't see their final Pokemon. But that was a very, very fun, good game. I was totally expecting some kind of Garchomp or something to come out, but we won it over. Banette kind of carried in the end, and then they just really can't do anything with their attacks cut with, you know, being burned or being slower or paralyzed. It is a very strong, very oppressive lead. Mid-recording Noctapus here to tell you about the sponsorship of this video. Me. That's right, I'm the sponsor. Listen, my memberships on my channel have had their prices reduced a whole lot, so even for just under $1, you can support me as a creator and join my memberships and see all the wonderful things you get as a member, and you might even have your name at the end credits of this video. So make sure to join memberships down below and take advantage of all the very cool rewards, join the members, talk in our Discord chats, and do all sorts of other cool stuff. So we are going against a Golurk team with Oranguru, Alakazam, Charizard, Snorlax, and Dragonite. I am expecting whenever I see Oranguru that we will see something else that's heavy with it, so probably like a Snorlax or a Golurk. I've never seen Oranguru Snorlax, but maybe it could work. You will see that I actually do not have Mega Banette on my team this time. This is going to be a Dragapult game. I was just trying to try out different Pokemon that could use Hex that were either fast or tanky, so we're going to try out Dragapult this game. It has a very similar moveset. They're going to be sending out Oranguru and Golurk, who will most likely Mega Evolve in Trick Room. Now, I had a little idea here that I wanted to test out. Oranguru is most definitely going to set up Trick Room first. Now, as long as Chandelure doesn't die, I will be able to pull this off, so I'm going to Thunder Wave and paralyze Chandelure, so it will be, hopefully, the slowest Pokemon on the field. And then we're going to Will-O-Wisp Golurk to try and cut its attack. And hopefully, we'll be able to be slow enough to do this. And it's going to go ahead and Mega Evolve. We should move first, though, because Klefki has Prankster, so we will be able to go ahead and paralyze ourselves first. This is very risky, but I'm willing to take the risk, you know? Alright, so we get the Paralyze off, and then we're going to see who gets to move next. Golurk is going to be using Phantom Force here, so unfortunately, I will not be able to hit a Will-O-Wisp on it. And that's okay, it happens. But Oranguru is going to go ahead and use Trick Room. So now I will be technically faster. Hopefully. And then here we're going to go ahead and just set up a Reflect because I'm scared of Golurk. Now, this is stupid. I always forget that Phantom Force doesn't care if you're protected or not. Honestly, I probably just should have tried to burn Oranguru in this time frame. So you'll see I will do Protect here, mistakenly. It's okay, we all make mistakes. And then Klefki's going to set up Reflect, so hopefully Chandelure will not die to this. And then you're going to see Golurk Phantom Force. Not too bad. Not bad damage, really. Not bad at all. And then you see my Flame Body actually burns Golurk anyways, so it really didn't matter if I did this or not. And then we get the Citrus Berry to heal, and then Oranguru's going to instruct and then fail. I don't know who he was trying to instruct. Maybe Golurk, I'm not sure. So Klefki is going to go ahead and try and do a Thunder Wave onto Oranguru here. Get him paralyzed, hopefully slow him down a little bit. And he's going to use Psyshock and try and get rid of Chandelure because he knows Chandelure is the GOAT. Chandelure is not going to be able to move because it's paralyzed. Like I said, this is very risky. Not great. Klefki taking a huge hit from Golurk with Headlong Rush, but he's going to survive. It was a crit, but we survived because Klefki is extremely defensive, and we also have Reflect up, thankfully. So you'll go ahead and see here, I can just go ahead and start using Light Screen just to protect because I feel like Cleffy is about to die. I could have Dazzling Gleam, I just feel like Cleffy's going to die. So we have Chandelure, who is going to go ahead and use Hex as well. And hopefully we move first because of our speed being slower because we're paralyzed. Klefki surviving the Psy Shock. Klefki is the GOAT, I'm telling you. Look at him. And then we Hex. Boom. Dead. Easy. Not bad. Also, somehow our Oranguru is slower than a low-speed Chandelure with that has its speed like cut down. I don't know. It's a slow Pokemon. So we have Alakazam coming up here. I am going to go ahead and try and get a Thunder Wave off of Alakazam to try and get the status effect on him. And then I'm going to try and Hex him in the same turn. So we should go first with Thunder Wave, which we'll do here. And then we still have the Trick Room buff, so we should, unless Oranguru kills us, be able to Hex this Alakazam. But he uses Instruct. I really don't know why. And then he takes the Hex, dies instantly. Chandelure's a beast. So there's one more Pokemon that could come out here. And then we're going to lose Trick Room, unfortunately. But it doesn't matter, because they're going to forfeit. So this was a very, very good game. I couldn't believe that paralyzing myself worked. It felt very risky, but that's how it is. So you're going to notice that I actually swapped out my fourth Pokemon again for Skeledirge here. Skeledirge is a good fit. He's tanky, he knows Hex. He, honestly, that's all he really needs to be at the end of the day. We're going to be going against Gengar, Incineroar, Sinistcha, Politoed, Tyranitar, and Sylveon. So having all these dark types is not great. I'll say that right now. It's going to be a little tough. This matchup's going to be pretty hard. So they're going to be sending out Tyranitar and Incineroar first. I'm totally expecting some kind of fake out to happen. I'm going to start again with Klefki Chandelure. And we're just going to keep trying to do what we've been doing this entire time. They're going to get the attack down on us, which doesn't really matter because I'm not here to attack in the first place. We're just here to set up for the rest of our team. So I'm going to go ahead and do a Reflect because they're extremely heavy on the attack here. And then Chandelure is going to try and get a Will-O-Wisp onto Tyranitar. So Incineroar is not going to fake. I was actually just going to protect. I don't know what he's scared of, but he's scared of me. So we're going to get the Reflect up. And then we're going to try and get the Hex on. Tyranitar is going to Earthquake, but thankfully we have Reflect, so we're not going to take too much damage from this. Not too bad. We're also very defensive here. So we get the burn onto Tyranitar. Tyranitar's damage is just nuked. This guy is useless. Nothing's good's gonna come from this guy. I'm going to go ahead and try and get Thunder Wave onto Incineroar. And then try and just see what Hex does on Tyranitar. I don't know, you know, I get stab damage and it's double damage. So hopefully it'll do a little bit here is what my thought process is. I just kind of want to test the waters. I also didn't realize that Prankster does not work on Incineroar. So that is a mistake on my part. Luckily, it's okay that we make mistakes because we're just so tanky. We're going to get the Citrus Berry on Chandelure. And then do Hex on Tyranitar. It is, this dude is a wall. We can't hit him. That was double damage plus stab and it just does nothing. He is too tanky. Klefki is going to survive the hit from Incineroar. Klefki hanging in there, thankfully. Unfortunately, like I said, we can't really get a status effect on Incineroar with Klefki because of Prankster and how it works with Dark types. Because, listen, if you use Dark types, Game Freak loves you and just wants you to treat you like a baby because you need some kind of weird thing to pull over so you can be effective like everything else is. So I'm actually going to try something a little different here. You haven't seen me use Confuse Ray, so Klefki is going to take a knockoff to the face and still live to tell the tale. We're going to lose the Mental Herb, but Chandelure is going to Confuse Ray onto Incineroar here. Now this is going to be a 1 in 3% chance, or 1 in 3 chance to kind of get the confusion here. And then we're just going to try and spam Dazzling Gleam. Easy. I'm a gambling man. So everyone is just taking damage from Sandstorm and Confusion and just little damage and burns in this fight. This is the chip fight of a lifetime. So I'm a little not sure what to do here, so I do a light screen because I just assume that Klefki is about to die, and I might as well do something that could potentially help my team in the future. Tyranitar has Quick Claw, though. Stupid. Unbelievable. I would never use that. Incineroar gets hit by Confusion again 2 times in a row. This guy's going to throw his controller. So we get light screen up again. Tyranitar uses Earthquake. Incineroar Shuck a Berry. I guess this has been his lead for a while. Incineroar is going to tank the hit with Chandelure, and Klefki is unfortunately going to be taken out. But Klefki did so much as a lead. I respect him. So we're actually going to get Confuse Ray again on Tyranitar. So now they are both confused, and both have status effects on them. So they're not looking too hot. Well, Incineroar doesn't have a status effect, but Tyranitar does. So I'm going to go ahead and send out Slowbro here, just to go ahead and see if I can try and one-shot anybody. Go ahead and use Side Shell Arm on Incineroar, see if we can get a one-shot on him. And then I'm going to protect Chandelure to try and bait out some attacks here. Tyranitar's Click Claw is going to get activate again. We're both getting lucky this turn. Incineroar getting drawn back. And then sending out Sinistcha, which technically this is actually pretty good. So Tyranitar is going to get healed, unfortunately. But Chandelure will be safe once more. And then our Slowbro, our boy here. Oh, Tyranitar taking damage again. I'm telling you, Confuse Ray is OP. People don't believe it. Oh, 1 in 3 chance is not that good. How about 3 in 3 chance, okay? So Sinistcha is going to eat a berry and get healed back up again. These guys have tons of heals. Our Flex is going to wear off, so we're going to start taking more damage from the attack here. We're going to go ahead and try and do a Hex on Tyranitar. And then I remember that that's stupid. And I do it anyways. So Tyranitar is no longer confused. He's going to Earthquake. Still not doing any damage to anybody because it's burned. And then we got Hex. We're going to use it on him once more. Sadly, still not doing enough damage. Then we got Life Dew. These guys love healing. It's a tough matchup. It really is. I really need to get rid of Sinistcha, which we will with Flamethrower easily. Taken down. No special defense whatsoever. Goodbye, Sinistcha. I hate you. So next they're going to send out Sylveon. I am creaming my pants right now because I want to use Shell Sidearm directly into Sylveon and destroy it. Just absolutely fucking cook it alive. Chandelure's going to protect here, try and bait out another attack if we can. So we got the protect off. So Chandelure is safe for 1 turn. Tyranitar's going to Rock Slide and try and get flinches because he knows it's unfair and he likes to play unfair. And listen, so do I. Sylveon's going to Hyper Voice. It's not going to do any damage to Chandelure, but it also does very little damage to Slowbro. Because Slowbro is a tank. Unfortunately, he flinches because he's scared of rocks. So we're just going to honestly try the same thing again and then see if we can maybe do a Confuse Ray or something. Chandelure's on the end of his life here. So maybe we get a burn off, but honestly, I don't feel very confident in him that he can do that. Slowbo's Quick Draw coming into play here. Boom! Easy. So Quick Draw is honestly a gamble. Everything on this team is about a gamble. Slowbro taking damage, but not going down quite yet. So he loses his Quick Draw, or Quick Claw, but he still has Quick Draw. That can never go away. Sylveon's going to get burned here. And start taking chip damage as well. Attacks cut, I don't think that matters. Or maybe it does. I don't know if Sylveon's special or attack. Chandelure's going to get blown up here. By a Fairy-type Hyper Beam. Rest in peace, Chandelure. You set us up for greatness. I believe in you. You can go join your brother Klefki in heaven. So, there's only 1 Pokemon left to send out here, and it's going to be Skeledirge. I don't believe that Slowbro can do this. Honestly, he's used up all his gambling luck, but maybe we can get 1. If we get Quick Draw, we can do this. And Skeledirge, I'm going to be honest, I don't know how to use Skeledirge. I have no idea. I don't know what he does. I just know he's a tanky and he can learn Hex. So you can see me thinking here. What the hell do I do? I have no idea. I'm going to pick Snarl because I'm stupid, and I think that maybe Snarl will do some damage. You can see me contemplating here because I've never used these moves before and I don't know what they do. Unfortunately, you will see that it just does 0. Tyranitar is going to Rock Slide, killing Slowbro. This is not looking good, fellas. It's just not. I'm going to be honest. It's not looking good. We got 1 Pokemon. They have 3 left. So we're going to Snarl here. Does absolutely fucking nothing. We did lower their special attack, though, which isn't bad. That's a very good thing to be able to do on these guys, except for Tyranitar. I don't think it matters on him. So we got the Protect coming out for Skeledirge. He's going to be safe this round. Tyranitar's trying to do knockoff to do some fat damage. Sylveon's going to try and Hyper Beam. Now, I am kind of seeing Sylveon as the threat here because it's very scary to me that Sylveon is trying to Hyper Beam me. As you can see, Tyranitar does not die to burn, and he has 1 HP, and I can't fucking believe it. So I'm just going to try and do something to get rid of these dudes. Sylveon feels like the biggest threat now because no matter who you are or what you are, Hyper Beam, Fairy type is just too strong. So I'm going to try and get Hex off on Sylveon as soon as possible. Knockoff does pretty good damage here. But we're still alive and healthy. So we're going to get Hex off. Boom! See ya! So this actually works out nicely because Sylveon dies here. And then Tyranitar dies as the burn. So now, it's finally time to fight fair. We got the 1v1. So here comes this little freak again that hid away forever. Incineroar Intimidate's going to drop our attack. That's fine, it doesn't matter. Incineroar does not have any type of status effect, so unfortunately Hex would not do very much here. All of our moves are not effective. I'm going to Protect to see what he's doing. I'm just kind of curious. I probably could have killed him here, but I'm just curious. You know, we made so many mistakes with this dude, it doesn't matter. So he's going to do Darkest Lariat and try and kill me. I don't know if that kills me because I'm not good with type matchups, but I am pretty defensive. So we're going to try and just Torch Song and hopefully pray that it works because it is my highest damage move and I get stab off of it. This is down to the wire. Big damage, but no kill. Very unfortunate here. But I do know that I do move first and my special attack goes up a little bit. So Darkest Lariat is very scary here, but it doesn't kill me, thankfully. And I'm thinking maybe, just maybe, Torch Song will kill because we're faster. I'm hoping he doesn't have, I don't know if Incineroar has priority moves or not, I have no idea. We will use Torch Song. Easy kill, easy setup for Skeledirge to win. Not bad. This was probably the closest game I had using this team. Absolutely insane game. I got extremely lucky, like maybe 20 times throughout this entire match. I've never seen a Confuse Ray hit multiple Pokemon 3 times in a row. But yeah, very fun games, very good time. I had a great time doing this. I think Chandelure is a very strong Pokemon. There might be better Pokemon to do setups that are tankier and can do status effects for a Hex in the backline, but honestly, Chandelure did its job and it did it well. Thank you so much to all the members on the channel who support me, and a huge special shout out to the Tier 3 Calamari members, ENSDS, Ponkudev, YML Poyo, Pinoy, and DJ Foxbox. If you want to watch a video where I just destroyed the ladder as Bellibolt and had a beautiful Soak Bellibolt team, then check out this video.